in all grace.
How are you guys doing this evening? Amen.
Yeah.
Can you guys give the Holy Spirit a big shout? Amen. Amen. I'm glad we have an audience that's excited.
Yes!
For glory and all grace again, everyone. My name is Prophetess Sophia. I'll be one of your co-hosts this evening. Amen. And we have our lovely co-host right beside me, Pastor Christian.
Amen. Thank you, Prophetess Sophia.
Amen. Amen. How you doing, Pastor? You look good too. I like your shoes. They're dazzling. They're sparkling.
I'm trying to be like you. I'm like you. I'm getting taller.
Amen.
Amen.
So what's our segment titled?
Of course, you know, this is the only segment that addresses how to enjoy the milk and honey of this nation.
I receive it.
And how to, overcome certain conditions by knowing about the state.
Yes.
So if you can put the two and two together, it's states of the
nation.
State of the Nation is brought to you and powered by the person of the Holy Spirit. Yes.
And we would also like to give a shout out to our highly esteemed man of God, Prophet Osi.
Amen.
Prophet Osi. Amen.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Amen. So let's get started.
Honestly, I'm ready.
Amen.
Oh, we got green seats today.
I know, That's how I like my money.
Bringing for money.
Hey, I receive it. Yes. Thank
How to
you.
get wrapped with the trousers today?
I'm a success forevermore.
I'm a success.
I'm a success forevermore.
Speaking of success, apparently there was some stuff going on in the house that was quote unquote successful.
Successful.
I wonder if that's successful for all Americans as well.
I don't think so. We have breaking news for each and every person, even our live viewers on social media. Breaking news.
Hey, isn't that breaking news like a week ago? Because we weren't here.
No, like breaking news today.
Well, like today or is like right now?
Today as of right now.
Hey, wow. Okay.
I'm going to update you beautiful people this evening. Amen.
What we got?
So, you remember the bill that they wanted to pass for Trump's health care?
Oh, that bill.
Guess what happened today?
What happened?
No.
The House actually passed the bill.
Whoa. So you mean to tell me that initially they, Speaker Ryan and of course a lot of policymakers, lawmakers drafted a bill.
Yes,
right?
they did.
And it didn't even get to a vote. Right, there was some behind the scenes lobbying. They realized that this is not going to get passed, so they just kind of tossed it away.
They basically tossed it aside,
and then went on recess.
Yes,
the Congress, the House took a break. They went on Easter recess. It's what occurs, and they went to their fancy. Who knows what they go to?
Yeah,
but they came back, and amongst all the things on the agenda, other things that Trump promised to take care of.
Exactly.
They just went back to where they took the first L.
Yes.
To readdress.
So this is what happened, right?
Okay.
They actually won by merely just one vote.
Wow.
Whoa. It was 217 to 213, and you need 216 to actually pass. So they passed by one vote. One vote.
After all the adjustments.
After all the adjustments that they made. But the thing about it is that the reason why they were actually even able to pass this and actually win this is because of a last minute change that they actually made on their bill.
Are you serious?
So that's what's actually the cause of some people turning their heads and saying, you know what, let's just go for this.
So basically they went to every Republican who said no and said, listen, what do we have to do for you to finally agree?
Yeah.
And they started making adjustments here and there, but is it really that much different from Obamacare then?
So basically these are some of the promises that they made. One of them is like, they promised some future legislation an additional $8 billion.
Wow. $8 billion?
$8 billion.
They promised what?
$8 billion.
Wow.
Some people with pre-existing medical conditions.
Where do you get the money from?
That's what I'm saying. That's what my eyebrows were raised when I was looking at this. Like, okay, they're promising this $8 billion. Where are they going to actually get this money from?
Huh. Interesting. Taxes, you say. And the fascinating thing is that there's going to be, potential premium increases for age. They're going to have some age discrepancies too.
Definitely.
Those in their 20s will have certain taxes. Those above 60, I believe, will have taxes as well.
Yes.
So, and then there's also, underlying conditions as regards to how premiums can be adjusted. There's really a lot in there. I wonder if even all of the House members even read the whole thing before
But
voting.
the thing, from what I've done personal research, a lot of Republicans didn't actually read the bill exactly.
Look at
They didn't
that.
even read through it.
So we're voting these individuals, a lot of these people with their JDs, Juris Doctors, are not going to read the whole thing?
And the truth of the matter is that even in some, this bill has been passed, right?
Yes.
So far in House, Trump has actually even violated some of the things that he promised.
Already?
Already.
Yeah.
Remember when he said that, okay, everybody's actually going to be insured? That is not necessarily the case at all with this new bill. So not everybody will actually be insured. The truth of the matter is that millions of people will be without health care coverage.
Wow.
Millions.
Wow.
So the challenging thing, we've seen a lot of pushback from a lot of associations. To be specific, the American Medical Association, the AMA, they've been rallying big time against this. And one thing they've been pushing against has been, obviously, they did say that everyone will be insured, everyone will be covered.
That's not the case at all.
But the motive actually, and one good thing in a sense is, of course, that many conservatives, they kind of want to make government smaller in a sense. They don't want government to carry a lot of the burden. So why should the government provide insurance based on taxpayer money? Rather, they want to use that money on other things.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're kind of privatizing it. They're putting it back into the hands of the insurance companies, but they're telling them, hey, you cannot exclude people with pre-existing conditions. But one thing that this bill does not necessarily go into details about is if you're going to force them to bring on people with a history of cancer, with a history of obesity, with a history of all types of diseases,
High blood pressure.
they're not high blood pressure. They're not actually, putting too much details as to how much they can charge them.
Exactly. But
So
just to tap into that too,
Yeah.
Pastor, speaking about charging, another provision that this bill actually has, if it does get passed,
Right.
is that it's gonna actually allow, insurers to even charge extra, even more than what they were initially charging.
Right.
So that's a
so-
provision that this bill actually has.
And that's the part. That's the thing that they may not necessarily mention. They'll say,
Yeah,
"Oh, don't
they
worry,
won't.
everyone will be allowed to be insured."
Exactly.
But you have to understand that if the insurance companies are giving huge prices, that's still going to make people, in a sense, uninsured because they can't afford it.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, they're going to call it affordable care.
It's
Come
not
on,
affordable at all.
It's kind of sad a little bit.
It is.
And mind you, if you hear the lingo, some people are saying it's passed, some people are saying it's not passed. The House passed it, which means it's going to now go to the Senate.
Yeah.
Right now, that actually is a long process in itself. So there's not really to panic about. Obamacare is still here,
It is for now.
but
Thank God.
it's going to move to the Senate now.
Yeah.
Remember, this is a pretty red Senate, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this works. Now, mind you, after it was passed, they went to the Rose Garden, right in the White House,
they
and they had a big celebration. And these people were really hyped that this got passed in the House.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, Speaker Ryan called it the beginning of the end to Obamacare.
And this was a big win for Ryan because this is somebody who has fought throughout the years to get rid of Obamacare.
And
Ryan?
Once they just made the first step, close step. Now, mind you, while in the Rose Garden, Trump even signed another executive order regarding, towards religions, and of course, you know that during Obama's administration, there was a lot of challenge with religious organizations as per how they can file, can they be tax exempt, and to what degree, and of course, how do they work as a tax exempt organization, and still many of them in a sense are considered discriminatory groups, because some of them discriminate against sexual orientation specifically. So, but the executive order really was based on honor and to enforce that there's no discriminations, and we'll see if really any changes works within that. But that was just in all reference to what's going on in the Rose Garden. But primarily they were just celebrating as to what passed in the House.
And a funny thing I want to add too is that even when this was passed, a lot of the Democrats that were there, they were actually chanting at the Republicans. They're like, hey, 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 goodbye, goodbye. Meaning, if this bill passes, there's no way that the Republicans will win an election in the future.
Because like things are gonna happen, it's gonna be so terrible that people obviously see what's going on.
Exactly.
But must people really get to that? Like, must people really see that terrible before they now realize, oh, this bill's terrible? I can't. Anyways, that's why I'm bringing this information now. I'm not saying the bill's terrible, really.
But
you know, we're just giving you what happened. I'm just leaving it at that. That after all the adjustments and all the promises, they passed it with one vote. Meanwhile, it's a red Congress. And Senate. Well, House. But you know, speaking of which, you know, what I want to talk about, of course, you know that Obama came out. Came out on his next vacation. Our president! Was your president, he's former. Just saying, it's not how I see it. But, you know, he came out with his nice little Miami Vice suit. I don't know if you saw that. He's looking younger too.
Yes, he is.
I'm like, how you start looking older than start looking younger? I'm like, must have been the job. But, you know, he gave a nice little speech, and you kind of saw what he's planning on doing in the future, which is working with the young, even in Chicago and the state of Illinois.
That is beautiful.
Library opening up soon, the Obama Center in Chicago opening up soon, so that's cool. That's good stuff. Then after that, a week later, actually on Wednesday, or even Tuesday, Hillary Clinton came out. So you got some Democrats coming up. Now you're thinking, hey, Obama's probably going to work with, you know, the Obama Foundation. Hillary, you know, she unfortunately 2-time failed presidential nominee, unfortunately. But you're thinking she's probably going to go back to the Clinton Foundation, you know, get some things done and, you know, work as an activist. You think that's not bad? That's not what she's going to do.
That's not what she's going to do.
That's not what she's going to do. So there's what you call the Women for Women International Luncheon, right? Now for me, I watch because, you know, my favorite journalist, Christiane Amanpour, is there. I mean, we should do this sometimes too, but Christiane Amanpour is there. If you guys even know, for some of my like, older folks, you might know her as she used to do journalism and what was going on in the Middle East. You see her presenting and there's bombs flying, it's like, oh snap. So anyways, that's why like Christiane Amanpour, if you're watching, shout out to you. But she was interviewing Hillary Clinton at the Women for Women International Luncheon. And it's the first time I'm really seeing Hillary Clinton at the forefront. And she blatantly said, listen, if the election was held on October 27th, I would be your president, I'd be in the Oval Office. And I'm thinking, October 27th, what happened? And I'm like, oh, October 28th, James Comey released you know, about an alleged scandal, and leaks from her email. Now, it's been proven since then that the Russians have also interfered. And remember that the Russians have played a role in the leak, which the FBI got a hand of and now released to the general public. So she's saying that, hey, if, you know, those two things did not occur, she'd be the president. And when you put it back into that time, I mean, picture us now on October 27th, the biggest thing on the news was Donald Trump and the allegations towards sexual harassment. He had all types of cases, and
I remember.
We're talking about him settling these things. And that was 10 days before the election, and things are looking bad. And now this information comes up, and the news literally shifts from Donald Trump and how, you know, he's, you know, inappropriate with women to now Hillary Clinton and how she might be a liar as well. So, and that in a sense changed the landscape. Even though she won 3 million of the popular vote, she still lost the election, and chances are it was because of the last final days.
It's true.
Did misogyny play a role in it? She said that she'll talk in more details in her upcoming memoir this fall. So, might be something to pick up, really. She might be a pretty good writer, right? She had some great, speeches as well at Harvard and Wesley College, which is her alma mater. So she's really been coming out in the forefront and really been good vocal. So we'll see. In addition, they now asked her, you know, Christiane asked her, okay, so like what are you going to do besides the memoir, which is like the book, and besides you believing that you would have been the president, what are you going to do now? Are you going to run for president again? She said no. Are you going to be involved with the Clinton Foundation? She's, you know, her supporters or those around her said they doubted. But now she's starting a PAC, a Political Action Committee. Okay, she's working with all these rally people going against Trump. She's really funding the resistance, she said. She said that she's going to start a group called, if I'm not mistaken, Onward Together, which was her campaign slogan. Okay, Onward Together. It's going to be an official political action committee,
Wow.
and it's going to be working with other action committees as a resistance to the current president and any type of BS that they see, really.
They're going to call them out on it.
So in a sense, she's going to be the forefront, quote unquote, king of the underground.
Wow.
While Obama did say he's going to be working with the young politics as well in the city. So maybe it's something
Like
that's going. It seems like something really strategic as to mobilize in a sense. And that's kind of how they began too, was like mobilizing behind the scenes. But Hillary Clinton openly said it, like, yeah, like it's like that. I'm going to start a political action committee. Goodness. So we'll see what that comes out to. But all the best to her. And Comey actually met with the Senate yesterday.
Yes.
So Hillary Clinton made that remark on Tuesday about James Comey, called his name out, and here we go, Comey again coming straight to Capitol Hill, and he's meeting with the Senate, the Judiciary Committee, and he even made a reply after those remarks, and he's saying that he felt sick about having to release that information. He even felt nauseous, but at the end of the day, he felt as though it was the right thing to do. The American people deserve to know. And really, can you really blame him though?
I can't blame him though.
And he was saying
if
that
he wants to speak up, let him speak up.
Yeah, and he was saying that the FBI, like they, their integrity was on the line. You couldn't just pull that kind of information back. So, he felt bad that it could have potentially affected the election, but it was just his job and his duty to do it. He felt nauseous afterwards. He used the word nauseous, and I was like, man, he's really saying this for the Senate. Meanwhile, he's supposed to be busy with an investigation on Donald Trump and his connection with Russians. But yeah, he came to the Senate to really reply to what Hillary Clinton talked about at a woman at the Women for Women's International Election. So I'm beginning to think that James Comey is a little bit of a diva here. He's trying to. Donald Trump has some tweets as well.
Yeah, Mr. Donald Trump always tweets.
Yeah, he's always tweeting. So, and he made some comments too, and he did some rallies in the state of Pennsylvania and some other places. So,
but there's so much protesting going on today too. Did you see that?
Tell me about it.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's people There was a lady that they interviewed, right?
Okay.
And they're like, so is this your first protest that you've been to? She's like, no, this is like my 5th protest. I'm like, man, this is an older lady. And they're like, so what makes you come out to protest? She was like, as far as I'm concerned, there's never an accurate statement that comes out of Mr. Donald Trump's mouth.
Or tweet. It seems that way, allegedly.
She's like, I've never heard him say anything that's actually legit, like never. So this lady is protesting. This is her 5th protest today that she's actually been on. People are like taking over all over because of this
and
bill.
We'll see how much this grows when Hillary Clinton now is part of it. We'll see. But we want to know some of your comments, honestly. What do you guys think about what's going on with the state of the nation? Any takers as to Hillary Clinton or the House bill that just passed the House? Sorry, the healthcare bill that just passed the House. Anyone, any comments? What do you guys think? How do you think it's going to play in the future? Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you guys for bringing this topic up. I really didn't know too much of what you guys are talking about. And so the aspect of Obama and Hillary and also the bill as well. But the most interesting aspect of this is, despite the things that are going on in the House and the Senate, the beauty of it is that the youth, the importance of what former President Obama and President, she receives former Senator Clinton. One beauty about it is that they're reaching the youth. They're going back to the grassroots, the beginning, And maybe many would say, oh, it's because Obama, where can you go after this? But honestly, he's even invested, I think, $5 million into the city of Chicago in just this week.
Wow.
Like, in a city that a couple months ago, President Trump was trashing.
Yeah. Honestly, he was saying that if things don't change, we're going to come in and take action.
Exactly. And that's the real action. The action is actually providing jobs, summer jobs in which he even came in. That's what you're supposed to do. Actually take the youth off of the street. For those, especially in the city of Chicago, which is young crime is off the roof in that city. So what he did was actually he became interactive in that work, and that was very inspiring. He actually is a blueprint. He can show the president how to walk in the way and see what can happen in that city. So we're really excited for what's happening in the city of Chicago and the vast improvement that's going to happen in that city.
Amen.
Even the way she just said, Pastor. It reminded me of the lesson that we had in Virginia. Your seat will be empty.
That might
When you think about it, what happened to King David? He went back into the wilderness.
Oh man.
So in a sense, this is what Hillary's actually
True.
doing.
True.
She's going back.
Just a little context for those who may have not been in Virginia. If you notice the life of King David in the Bible, this was someone who was ordained to be king. You know, I mean, he was initially in the bush, and the prophet found him as someone in the bush, got ordained, and as you know, he's playing the harp in the palace. He's sitting at the king's table, and after that little stint, you know, in a sense, there was some, you know, let's say, White House drama, palace drama.
Yes.
Things were going, a little bit of politics that almost ended his life. I mean, he's getting javelins thrown at him, like King David. So he went back to the bush, kind of where it all started. And there he was able to mobilize even 300 men in distress. Mobilized and now took the throne. So in a sense, you'd be surprised as, you know, Obama now going back to the bush in a sense, meaning back to Chicago where it all started. Who knows where he's going to bounce back? Maybe something bigger than president. Maybe a kingmaker. Who knows? But he seems to be following a nice blueprint, actually.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Wow.
Anyways, though, I feel like that's all we take this
that's
week.
all we can take for now. But what do you guys think? Let's give a round of applause for State of the Nation.
Hopefully by next week we have some more details in regards to this House bill, how it's going to be funded. The healthcare bill, how it's going to be funded. And let's see how much resistance actually is going to take place as well. Now that Hillary Clinton is back in the forefront and her face is out there. So, but with that being said, you've been watching State of the Nation. You're also watching the Pneuma Company Show. Stay tuned for our next segment. I'm Pastor Christian. This is Prophetess Sophie.